What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Entre Mike back with an Entre Short for Entrepreneur. In this video, we're going to be going over how to book a load for a box truck in 2025 using DAT1 load board. Usually in these videos, we go over the states that were requested in the last video. We are going to do that as well as answer some questions that were in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're also going to be going over a few market updates. I know we had the tariffs that just came in effect yesterday, like a 10% to 25% tariff on a few countries. So it's going to be interesting to see how spot rates fluctuate throughout this time, and it's something we're going to keep a close eye on over time. Drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe.
Under pressure. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next.
All right, so for right now, we're just going to take a really quick close look at the national spot rates. As you can see, the only sector that's really, or only market that's really increasing right now is flatbed. This is around the time where flatbed does have their best season. Reefer should follow suit soon due to produce season coming up. And vans, quarter one is usually a quieter, quarter for it. So hopefully, we got to see what the tariffs coming. Hopefully we can see this start to trend upwards too. Of course, you guys will take off the fall up. You guys will take the fall off freight from vans. So this is pretty important for the straight box truck community, right? So let's check out the loads coming in for vans. Got Texas with the most loads coming in. I think it was like this last week. California, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina. And we got Ohio. So mainly southeast states as far as the most loads that are coming in. But we want to focus on the loads coming out to really get an idea of the load to truck ratio. So Texas looks pretty good. It's more loads coming out than coming in. So it lets you know when these loads get dropped off from another trucker, they're going to be having to take loads out. So this is pretty important. Cali doesn't have the best load to truck ratio. Let's see, Georgia, not the best. Illinois looks better, 705 coming out to 539 coming in. And Florida, of course, it's not going to have the best load to truck ratio. Not a lot coming out. All right, let's go ahead and start searching loads. Because this is a how-to video, we're going to quickly go over how to kind of set this up. For origin, we got Atlanta, Georgia. That's going to be the first city and state that we start with. That's just, of course, where you're coming out of or where you want to see loads out of. Deadhead origin, DHO, stands for basically the miles that you're going to travel to pick up your load. Destination would be if you wanted to go to a specific area within the deadhead mileage right here. So if I searched, no results for, 9 results for 150 mile radius of Atlanta, dropping off within 150 mile radius of Columbus, Ohio. All right. Then for equipment type, we got straight box truck, van liftgate. Over 90% of your loads are probably going to be booked with a straight box truck, especially if you only have 96 by 96 dimensions, like with a roll-up door or lower. Like if you don't have swing doors or like 102 high doors, getting a van load, a van liftgate load will probably be pretty rare, right? And for load type, I got full and partial. We want to see all the loads. Length, we got 26 feet because that's usually, you got some 28 feet box trucks, but they're not as common. So we got 26 feet for the length. And then for the weight, we're just going to keep it at 10,000 pounds. We don't have too many guys with CDL box trucks watching. If you guys are one, drop down that, in the comment. I would love to hear some feedback from you guys. And then we're just going to go ahead and search. All right, so we got 108 results. It is a Thursday around 1 p.m. So not too bad for a Thursday. We're going to go ahead and look at the highest rate per mile. We got $5.46 a mile. Wow. All right, we got a load going 458 miles for $2,500. going from Birmingham, Alabama to Jacksonville, Florida. For a straight box trucks, 26 feet, 7,000 pounds. Not too bad. I mean, that's insane. I'm guessing it's like a hazmat load or something. I didn't really check on it, but that would be nice. Let's check the second best one, and that's for a straight box. It would be Opelika, Alabama to Winchester, Tennessee. Probably said that wrong. For basically about $220 a mile, $600 for 274 miles, but you always want to keep into account your deadhead mileage. Real quickly, I want to just go over, you know, for factoring the days to pay for some of these brokers. This is something you want to pay attention to, because every single time you book a load, you want to be typing in the MC number in your factoring company's portal to check their credit score to make sure that they are factorable. Since they have a 97 credit score and 18 days to pay, more than likely OTR Solutions, if they work with them, your factoring company may end up working with them, right? And we're just going to go ahead and go to the highest rate. Highest rate is $2,500 going to North Carolina. That may not be legit. Let's check the next one. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next city. We got Brookhaven, Mississippi. Wow, really no results at all. Only 3 results. Going to Oregon, California, and Florida. Not really too much of a reason to stay here too much longer. Let's just go ahead and move on. We got Chicago, Illinois. Probably one of the best cities and states in the country. So we got Chicago. Let's go ahead and go to the highest rate per mile. All right, looks like we got something going from Illinois to Detroit, Michigan. $700, $2.30 a mile. Convention center delivery will need empty scale ticket and full scale ticket prior to arriving to delivery. Y'all want to go on to Virginia, $1,500 for 700 miles, 26 feet, 8,000 pounds. That's a legit brokerage, so that is a legit load. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's go ahead and go to the highest rate. I'm just curious to see what we got out of Chicago. $3,300 to go to Nevada, right? It's a good backhaul for somebody living in Nevada. Of course, I want more, but this is for a van, so you would have to check to see. Got it with ATS, so that's a legit load. Let's see the second one, San Diego, California, but for $1.23, I'm not slapping 26 feet on my truck for that. Just being honest. All right, Chicago got a bunch of freight, but sadly, we do need to move on to make good time on this video. We got Stockton, California. 88 results. Let's go to the highest rate per mile. We got $2.04 to go to Portland, Oregon. This is kind of a dead zone, so not the best. Good old TQL. Let's see what else we got. San Leandro, California to Albuquerque, New Mexico. 26 feet. This says frozen to 0. This is a reefer load. Look at them putting reefer. Like, dude, you should put this refrigerated. That's bad. Bad brokerage for that, man. Let's see. Rate per miles are not that sweet out of this area. Let's look at the highest rate. Going all the way to PA for less than 90 cents a mile. It's only 12 feet, you know, about a 5,000 pound partial. Lift gate needed. Must be able to lower 4,000 pound pallet upon delivery. That is just horrible. That's a horrible load, guys. You're gonna have to push 2 Toyotas basically to get that down. You know, I don't know if that's 400 pounds or 4,000 pounds, but it looks like 4,000. Of course, you can only do that with a pallet jack. Looks like you may need an electric pallet jack for that one, honestly. God damn. All right, let's check out the next city. We We got Allentown, PA. Wow, look at all of those loads out of Allentown. That is nuts. Highest rate per mile, we're gonna go for the highest straight box. We got 26 feet, 3,000 pounds. 222 a mile to go about 270 miles for 600 bucks. Not too bad. 3 drops though, totaling to 310 miles. I wouldn't say that's worth it now. Let's see, we got, let's look at this. Jamaica, New York to Hudson, Ohio. So that will get you to the Midwest. Extra pickup in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Tallest is 86 inches. That shouldn't be a problem for most box trucks. But you know what? I don't like the fact that there's an extra pickup and we're only paying $1.76. So we're going to keep moving on. Let's just go ahead and go to the highest rate. Got $2,900 to go all the way over to San Marcos, California. Good old TQL. That rate per mile is no good. No can do. $1 a mile to go to Aspen, Colorado. That is nasty work. That's not a good rate per mile in itself either. As you can see, the longer the distance, the worse the rate per mile gets. You also get a lot of van loads for these partials. Just trying to partial them out for as cheap as they can. Got Detroit, Michigan. 80 results. Let's check out the highest rate per mile first. Got 225 to go to New York, New York. Funny enough, this is the last search that we're going to be doing next for whoever is watching. Dock height, total trailer height 11.5. Max total trailer height is 11.5. So if you're taller than 11.5, you wouldn't even be able to get this load. That's pretty bad. You're gonna need a pretty small box truck for that. Let's check out this one. Straight box from Ann Arbor, Michigan to Corinth, Mississippi. Hazmat for $220 a mile. That's nasty work. That is nasty work. And let's check the highest rates real quick. We got from Kalamazoo, Michigan over to Reno, Nevada. 3,300 bucks to get over to Nevada. Not, you know, dry van load, no box truck. I just can't see a dry van taking this dedicated. It must be pretty small. Then we got New York, New York, New York, New York. So the highest paying load is coming out of Pennsylvania, 136 mile deadhead. 3 drops. Yeah, that 3 drops is just a turn off. It's a turn off for $222 a mile. Let's go ahead and look at the highest rate. We got $3,000 to go on over to Patterson, New Jersey. Or I'm sorry, $3,000 to pick up in Patterson, New Jersey and go to Salt Lake City, Utah. Nothing crazy. Like I said, the rates have not been that crazy, especially out of the Northeast or the West Coast. Midwest still look pretty good, but these long haul trips are just, I mean, they're just terrible. Honestly, just being honest. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop down a comment on a question you would like to receive in next video. We only did the city and state request because I was going a little bit over on time, and that's okay. It's going to be interesting to see how tariffs affect the spot rates moving forward, especially for box trucks. I spoke to a freight broker and he really believes that at some point the straight box trucks may actually get an increase in rates because they may not want to ship out a full van load at a higher rate. They may just put, you know, take smaller loads at expedited rates in order to get just what they need. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Either way, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you next time. Peace.